All right, so I'm going to do a 10-minute game. I think I'm going to do it with a 5-second increment. This is for training purposes. I'm going to try to talk through my ideas. And this is mostly to try to improve my decision making. And I'm steadily going to start playing longer and longer games. Excuse me. So I'm not really going to be following any particular opening. I'll probably still geared towards what I naturally play, but I'm going to be more focused on the thinking process, addressing their threats, figuring out targets, looking for checks, captures, and all that. And of course, I'm playing somebody higher rated. Well, this is great. This is great. This will be a good test to start off. So I'm gonna play like a let's go for like a semi-Slav kind of structure. I'm not gonna do anything fancy. I'm just developing here, and he's playing fast right away. So here we're kind of playing a very standard opening anyway. My first thought is, do I want to close this down? I know this is pretty typical to do, and I think my bishop will be able to find a way out. My concern with ever moving the bishop in this kind of line is that if his queen comes here and targets this pawn, I'm not sure how big a deal that is. I don't think it's a very big deal. But what is my bishop actually doing here if I bring it out, though? I'm going to keep it closed like this. Let's see what happens. If he ever takes, I'm going to take this way. I'm going to castle quickly. Let me see. What are his options? Taking, pushing. This is not really possible yet. Maybe he's going to look to play here or here. He could play simply 3. He could pin my knight. I'm assuming I'd probably just do bishop e7. And then probably h6 at some point. Castle. Yeah. So since he hasn't activated the bishop, I'm wondering where my bishop should go. If you hear some purring, I got a new kitten whose name is currently undecided. Somebody joked and said maybe their name could be an undecided. That's also undecided. Because what would the purpose be if I came here? If I'm going to be attacking this knight, obviously I'm not going to be winning anything, but I don't see... No, I wouldn't trade my bishop for that knight. This is my strong bishop right now. They're on the dark squares. I'm not going to capture here yet until he moves his bishop. So I guess the question is between these two squares. I think this is more active. Kitty claws. All right, I'm going to capture it now. And now I have an interesting choice, right? I can start pushing this way, and then one day my bishop will be able to come out, right? I wonder if I should castle first. No, actually, I think I have to gain this tempo now. Otherwise, he could just move his bishop. All right. So the question now is what to do. Do I play bishop b7 first? a6 first? So my candidate moves I'm looking at are castles, bishop b7, or a6. Purpose of a6 is so that I can play c5 at some point. I'm not sure how much it matters. What if I do a6 and he does something like a4? Then can I just do b4? And then a5 maybe? I'm a little nervous about making these pawn moves, but I don't think there's an issue here. All right, also got to be mindful of the clock. I've been doing all this talking and processing and I'm down on time against a higher rated player. So some of the moves I'll make will just be developing moves. So I definitely want to be looking out for tactics. Yeah, so I felt like something like this would happen, but I figure my response would be to hit them from the side. But, I obviously can't do it right now. I feel like there's like a standard reply to this. Well, how obvious is it that I can't do this right now? If I do this, he does this, I take. Let's say he takes, I take. Yeah, that wouldn't be pretty. I really don't want to just move my bishop. What's going on here? What's wrong? This is odd. Did I play something incorrectly? Because now I feel like I'm about to be really passive and he's going to get this in. Let me look at this again. Here, here. Take, 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 take. What if I just move my rook over? All right, we're going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens. So this is going to be a little bit wild, but can he get to me? I guess my main worry would be the knight. Yeah, when I look back at this over the computer, I'm be wondering what the computer thinks because I feel like I just gave them a great center, and I know the pawn coming to e5 is dangerous, and I don't see any way of really stopping it. Not even like a pawn sacrifice or something. So I wonder where I went wrong here. Maybe I should have. No, I don't think I should have played bishop b7 sooner because the pawn would have still been blocking it. All right, so now I'm in it, so I don't really have a choice. So I guess at the very least, I've kind of broken up his center, but then also there could be a pawn on g2. I'm sorry, g7. Yeah, I don't really have a choice. Yep. I wonder if he has a mate here. If takes, check. Oof. Yeah, I think I just lost. Takes, check, here, here. I don't know that there's anything I can do, right? Because my bishop can't come back and guard this square. I'm going to have to play something like f5. So let's say he's got a queen here, a knight here. Oh, I can't even play f5. I have to take it. He plays knight there first. So the threat's here. And I guess potentially you could do something here. What if I played h6 first? If you did this anyway, I take... I guess also the idea is bishop would be hitting my pawn. I'm also thinking about taking here, but he can just move the bishop. Well, he can't. Let me do that. This is super messy and I don't like it. So I definitely need to learn this opening much better. I think I might have had something definitely more solid than what I was doing, but I was trying to figure out how do you deal with that? Or am I supposed to just allow them to have this control of center? It can't be unstoppable, right? Getting this pawn to e5 was what I was most scared of. But this somehow feels much worse. So I'm sure he has a fair amount to calculate, but it still seems easier for him to play. But I guess I have some ideas, like taking here and hitting his bishop. But right now he's threatening mate. And I guess I can't do a whole lot about that, can I? So this is probably lost right here. Yeah, I don't think I can do anything, can I? Yeah, you might take here. This is just mate. If I take, he can take here. I think it's my only move. He can take here too. Oh yeah, this is lost. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's take a look at it. Yeah, computer's like, you had no chance. All right, let's see where I'm at. What I'm mostly interested in is that center. All right, let's see. Actually, I also want to see. All right, so it is a Slav defense. Yeah, I don't know different variations too well, but that's not my priority right now. So I'm okay here. It says knight d7 slightly better, but I'm not going to nitpick my move. All right. So, yep, that is a move. That's a move. It did not like that at all. A6 was not on the agenda. Okay, let's take a look. So with a6, it's saying right away, main move for white is to control the center. And it didn't really occur to me the role of this knight. So it still says this is a move, but not as strong now with the knight here. And now suddenly e5 is possible. Oh, I like that. So I have to be aware of that idea in this semi-Slav opening. That, of course, white wants to control the center, especially if I'm going to be taking on c4. Because now that suddenly allows that pawn to come forward, right? So in exchange for gaining this tempo, I'm allowing him to suddenly have space for his pawn. All right, so in the meantime, I'm attacking his bishop, so he can't really gain the space yet. So either I can keep, attacking his pieces in some way. I'm guessing I'm just going to kind of build some kind of position on the queen side to give me some activity. But also this knight move prevents him from being able to come down to e5, which is what I was most afraid of. Okay, that's interesting. So I guess the takeaway really, I'm not going to try to get a bunch out of this, but the main takeaway is if I'm taking on c4, which is a common thematic thing to do, suddenly he has this pawn move, which is fine, but getting to e5 is pretty deadly. So I want my knight on d7 so I can push to e5 in the event if that happens, and he can't get to e5. There might be some more complications there, but I just want to keep that idea in mind. And a6 is just way too slow. A6 specifically because I had made this trade. Okay. Now we can look at the rest and just see how I got crushed for not just missing that, but also getting a little extra. Yeah, I know the obvious thing would be just to move the piece out the way, but I wanted to see what happens if I try to counterattack. Computers offers the move, but it also says I'm losing, of course. So not c5, but actually this one, b5, b4. So my move was not offered. I take that back. All right, so I didn't actually see playing c4 next. Kind of similar idea, probably much better than mine since this bishop is really involved here. So if I could take something, I would have rather taken the bishop than the knight. Okay, here. Yeah, it's just no point in seeing the rest. This is just lost. But again, my main takeaway from all this, and for anybody listening to this, if you often play a line like this, is pretty solid, not too complicated. But the moment you take on c4 in a position like this, well, Queen's Gambit type stuff, you're allowing him to take control of the center this way. So you need to have something prepared so he can't just freely get to e5 without you gaining some kind of compensation outside of that. So I was playing too slowly on this side of the board, and I needed to bring my knight in because my bishop's not really coming out anytime soon this way anyway. My bishop's probably going to end up on this diagonal for one. But the main thing is preventing e4, e5 with a move like knight d7. All right, cool. That was a good practice game. If you guys have any questions for me or have any thoughts about these positions or what happened in the game, feel free to comment below. Yeah, see ya.